Hello friends, happy Friday. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope you're all having a great Friday and a good start to your weekend. This is a bit of a surprise. I wasn't supposed to be on tonight. There's a story behind that and I'm going to be telling it, and it's a bit of a surprise in the store for you tonight, so something to look forward to. Looks like we've already got a good crowd in the house, which I'm happy about because you guys didn't know I was going to be doing this until just earlier today, so I really appreciate you guys showing up. So let's see, we've got Big Dave, hello Dave, Lord Hogarth, Steve Russell, there's Puny Pipe Man, Corvette Jim. Corvette Jim's got a Brigham Tundra poker with some cherry cobbler. Sounds great, Jim. There's Clarence Wood. Steve Russell, I think I got you already, but you get a second shot then. Piper said, MTMTB. And I think we're caught up for now. Pensive Piper, how you doing, Pensive Piper? I saw Little Piper Todd earlier, and I also saw, oh goodness. Sorry, Kirk from Florida, that's right. And Kirk, I saw you said the hurricane's coming through your part of Florida, and we wish you all the best there. We'll keep you in thoughts and prayers tonight. So hope that that goes well. I heard from our buddy Ochoita in Puerto Rico earlier today, and he said that they're all well, and things are coming back online. They got power back and everything, but it was a mess there last week. So good to hear from Ochoita, and glad to hear that he's doing well. Hey, there's Kevin Schweiner. How you doing, Kevin? Great to see you tonight. Smoking Kentucky Piper, all is well, my friend. Good to see you. So, yes, I wasn't supposed to be on tonight, but then my wife decided she was going to toddle off to Pittsburgh. Our anniversary weekend, I've only rearranged multiple things for this, but that's okay. She had a very good reason, a very, very good reason. So, I'm not really mad about it. I'm just teasing. And so I said, okay, great. I'll do a live, and I put the thing up this morning for that, and here we are having the My Wife Abandoned Me live. There's Michael Case saying he can identify his wife abandoned him 47 years ago but never came back. And he's on the Aaron Judge home run watch. Gotcha there, Michael. Well, I'm certain my wife will come back. In fact, I know, and I'll tell you why. So yeah, she left. So I actually left work early today because she had to get her car inspected. It's a long story, but I came home early to help her get out the door. And she finally got out the door around 3:30 or so. And I was working from home, so I had my computer out and everything. But around 4 o'clock, I said, well, it's enough of this work stuff. And, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate the happy anniversary. And, one is the loneliest number unless you're a YTPC member. I guess that's true. And there's VidMaze82. How you doing, VidMaze? So yes, she leaves and I come back in and the dogs lay down and stare at the door waiting for her to come back, and that's what they do. And I'm thinking, okay, bachelor time, right? So it's about 4 o'clock. I leave work early. I should close the computer. I get the remote control and turn off the Hallmark channel. I said a few foul words as I did it, which made me feel good. Put on Hawaii Five-0, the original Jack Lord with the 74 Mercury Marquis, the good one. And I'm going to watch Hawaii Five-0. When that's over, I'm going to eat something. I don't care what. I just know I have to have something for dinner. And then I was planning to bring a bottle of whiskey down here, talk to you guys for a while, and go to bed. So I had my whole night planned. It was great. About 10 minutes into Hawaii Five-0, the garage door opens. She came back. She decided she didn't want to leave tonight. She's going to leave tomorrow. Now, I don't want her to go, so I'm happy that she's back, but I had my whole evening planned. And now she wants to go out to dinner, which we did, and it was nice. We went to Texas Roadhouse, had a nice dinner. I got a really big beer, which I was happy about. So it was a nice evening, and we got to celebrate our vacation, our anniversary weekend in a small way, and we'll do something next weekend when she's back home. Because the reason she's got to go to Pittsburgh is too complicated to get into. It's nothing bad. It's got to do with a wedding and parents and stuff. So anyway, and I fully appreciate why she's going and fully support her in this decision and all that. But yeah, so here we are. So she came back. And for her sins, I've decided that we will have her do a bit of penance. So I'm going to have a special guest tonight on the show. Oh, she definitely wants Hallmark back, but before she gets Hallmark back, condolences to the wife. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. She's going to be my special guest tonight. We're going to get to hear a little bit from my wife, and you guys are going to get to ask her questions. So think about some good ones. We'll give her a call. She's just upstairs, but it's easier to call her because there's really no room down here the way I've got things messed up. So she's going to talk to us by phone, and you can ask her whatever questions you want. So we'll call her in about 10 minutes. Take your time. Think of good ones. We want to roast her. So she's very nervous about this, and I told her it's just fun. We're all friends. It's nothing to worry about. And I thought you guys would enjoy hearing from her. And you can ask her about her, about me, all that kind of stuff. Bad questions only. Yes. Why did you come back? Phil, maybe this is a bad idea. Thank you for all the congratulations, guys. They're going by fast, and I yes, Michael, the Saint of Soderton will speak. This is our 24th year, so this is our 24th anniversary, which will be on the 26th of the month. So still a few days early, but we're going to celebrate this weekend because the 26th is, I believe, on Monday. 23rd. Yeah, Monday. That's how math works. So Big Dave is saying he promises to be polite. Yes, Big Dave, coming from you, that fills me with confidence. And Tim's blessing himself. Ponderance of a Gravedigger, how you doing tonight? Oh, Codger Jim, that's kind of you, yes. Yes, Gary, surprise. Many surprises tonight. Glad you could join us, Gary Edminster. Oh, you didn't intend it that way, Phil. Well, yeah, it did. It was a good laugh, so. Thank you, Big Dave. Appreciate that. Thank you. I see more congratulations. Much appreciated. Kevin, that's fair game. That's fair game. And there's Ochoita. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight, and glad to hear everything's doing well for you there in Puerto Rico. There's Beowulf and Miss Kathy. Oh, and Steve's not allowed to pick on my wife. Kathy's playing question cop. Yeah, Big Dave, I got that same upbringing, but somehow it doesn't stick all the time. Yes, Tim, it's a celebration. ... 777. You didn't miss much. We're having a surprise show, which we weren't supposed to have, and my surprise guest is going to be my wife because she didn't leave when she was supposed to. Gary Edminster's got some honey brown. That's a good point, Steve. She may not come back after this. Ah, yes, Ponderance of a Gravedigger. I forgot to say, I've got the Matches Memorial Friday 7 Ellie with Haunted Bookshop, as is the tradition. And I'm probably going to stick with Haunted Bookshop tonight just because it's comfortable. And I have some more of that Stolen Wolf whiskey that I was drinking maybe, I don't think it was last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Which is very nice stuff. I'm sorry, it's rye. It's Stolen Wolf rye. Yeah, the rulers helped their smoking Kentucky Piper, but it wasn't even the yardsticks. It was those pointers that they had. They were round pointers. I can still see them. A light colored wood, probably beech, with a black plastic tip on them that they would use for pointing on the chalkboard and stuff. And boy, those things hurt because they could get some velocity on them. They could whip them a little bit, and they were round in profile. Man, when they hit your hand. That's funny, Michael. Yes, it could be. Hey, the Urban Hermit. Thank you, Everett. Much appreciated. Gary's going to switch over to the Peterson house pipe in a short bit. And yes, autumn has arrived in Pennsylvania. In fact, it was in the 40s this morning when I got up. Didn't get out of the 60s all day. Smoking Kentucky Piper, if you're referring to the nuns, they had a different stick that had a hook on it that they would use to pull down the maps. Those were more broomstick-like. They never used those as weapons. And yeah, I've said it before. I joke about it and all that, but I got a wonderful education from the sisters. And yes, they could be rough, but they kept me in line and they made me, were a big part of making me the man I am today. So I appreciate them. We will do that off camera, I promise. ... Kevin Twiner is doing his housekeeping. He's got an OMS poker with 5 brothers. Very nice, Kevin. Oh, Buddy's listening in too. Fantastic. Hey, if you guys haven't seen Beowulf and Miss Kathy's videos about Buddy, the one I saw last week was just incredible. That deer is just, you know, Steve has a way with animals that's almost supernatural, and you got to see Steve with that deer. It's amazing. Oh, George Tiedemann, happy Friday to you, sir. And the Urban Hermit's got big and burly. There's St. David's pipe. Good to see you tonight, David. Oh, Tim, you got the story wrong. Wants to know if I did anything special for her when she suggested using a magnet to find my keys in the leaves. It wasn't a magnet and it wasn't my keys. It was a metal detector and it was my wedding ring. Stratman, don't know what happened to Mike. Haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, those metal edge rulers, the wooden ones with the little metal strip in them, they could do some pain. No, Steph, she's gonna be coming up in just a few minutes. We're gonna give her a call. Blaming the nuns, Tim. Phil has his way with animals in the kitchen. Yeah. Piper said I won't see them until Sunday. That's when I usually see them. So I'll let you know. Sunday mornings is when we have our rendezvous. Burley Nut Bob having Savinelli with McClellan apple and drinking some tea. Nice. And St. David's got some McBaron London Burley and a Barley Pre Acquisition. Wow, Smoking Kentucky Piper, that's a feat. Getting kicked out of Catholic school for biting a nun at the age of 4. That's impressive. Oh, Steph, so sorry to hear that. You got the COVID and you're not feeling well. I hope you're feeling better soon. Yes, it is now officially permitted to smoke autumn evening. And for those of you that must, you can have your pumpkin spice crap. All right, so um, without further ado, how about we call up Mrs. Kane Rod and roast her a bit? I got to be careful because she's very nervous about this, and we're not really going to roast you, darling, in case she's watching now. So I am going to make a call, and if you are watching and you haven't muted your computer yet, you might want to do that. And guys, once you hear her talking, give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear her.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Fine, fine. And my computer is muted. I did that before I answered the phone.
You are just wonderful. You're a techno whiz.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm reading all your comments. Thank you for the anniversary wishes.
And you can tell we've got a very friendly and happy to hear you crowd.
Yes,
And
yes. And I already wished Steph to get well. I texted her to let her know I was going to be on.
Ah, okay. Yeah, she said she's not feeling well. Doesn't know how long she's going to hang around, but it was nice of her to join. And here she is. She's saying hi.
Oh, hi. And I told her about how you make very good hot toddies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could send you the recipe if you want it, Steph. It's not that difficult.
I told her that if we could, we would send them to her.
Yeah, they would cool down in the mail.
Yeah, that would be good.
It's basically tea with whiskey in it, more whiskey than tea.
And lemon and honey and ginger.
Yeah, but the whiskey's what really matters.
Yeah, because I'm not shot.
All right, so I got you in the...
I saw that...
Oh, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
I saw that there were some questions on here already.
Oh, well, if you want to go out of order and answer questions, I haven't...
Okay, we won't go out of order.
I haven't seen them. So if you want to answer a question, I haven't seen it, so...
Oh, it was, why did I come back? Well,
Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Why I came back to surprise you was, I was going to Pittsburgh to visit my parents, and driving from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh, you have to drive through the mountains. And I would be hitting the mountains at like 7 o'clock when it starts to get dark. So I didn't want to drive through the mountains. So I turned around and came home and walked in the door and said, surprise, I'm home. And you looked at me and went, oh, you ruined my plans. So that was the big surprise. I ruined your special dinner for tonight. And I took you out. But you paid.
You did. You did, and I ate much better than what I was planning because I was hoping to have something that was unhealthy and probably Mexican flavored from a can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
So
okay, now we can get started. I had some whiskey, so now I'm ready for this.
Okay. So everybody's drinking whiskey tonight. Yeah, Corvette Jim's saying for the toddy, skip the tea and just use more whiskey. I agree, but some folks don't like whiskey. So you put the tea in to disguise it a little bit. And just Doug Owen says that it's nice to hear the lady that keeps me on the straight and narrow. And
actually, you keep me on the straight and narrow.
Oh, did you hear that? And Codger Jim, we'll get to your question. If I don't remember, please feel free to re-ask. So hold on to the questions for a bit, guys. I just want to let my wife do a little bit of introductory type chat, and then we'll take questions. So she's dreading this part because the questions are easy, and I'm going to ask her open-ended questions. But so can you tell us where you grew up, like in vague terms? What part of the state, what state, that sort of thing?
I grew up in South in Pittsburgh, which Mike talks about a lot. I grew up in Pittsburgh, by near Kennywood Park. Can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody's heard of Kennywood Park. Um, what else? I don't know what else to say. I grew up in Pittsburgh.
So what was it like growing up there?
Oh, nice. My mom and dad worked, so we had a nice, latchkey lock childhood. So, it was a neighborhood with sidewalks, and everybody knew everybody, and I went to a decent high school, and then I went to the community college, and then I worked at the University of Pittsburgh, where I met Mike.
Good.
Did I miss anything?
No, that's great. And your family, I know, because I still can't remember all the names. You had a pretty big family.
Yeah, my dad had six siblings, and my mom had 2 siblings. So lots of cousins, and I had 2 sisters.
And it's large enough that they actually would do birthdays by months?
Oh yeah, the August birthdays.
Yeah.
That's the only month they do. And then on my mom's side, they have a luncheon every other month or every month with all the cousins. They do the cousins luncheon.
Okay.
So, and my one cousin on my mom's side is into the Ancestry.com. She's has her whole history, and now I'm trying to do it on my dad's side. So, if anybody knows how to use it, let me know, because I'm stuck. So.
Yeah, that's been a hobby, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. So, poor woman's on her own. Okay, this is going to be an odd question out of the blue, but did you know any pipe smokers growing up?
No. Oh wait, no. My friend's father smoked cigars. We got a pipe from my uncle that I didn't know that he smoked, and no, they don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, the
only pipe smoker that I knew was when I met you.
Oh, that's funny.
Can I tell them the first time I saw you smoking your pipe?
If you want to. Sure, they'd love to hear that.
I was in my apartment, and it was a nice apartment that had a balcony and open windows, and I saw you walking down the street, and I chuckled and I went, okay, he smokes a pipe. Okay, so when we worked together, my job was to type up everybody's orders of what they wanted from their labs. And Mike would come into my office to drop off his order request, and he'd shyly walk in, drop the paperwork off, and shyly walk back out of the office. And my office mate and another office mate noticed that how he was acting very shyly around me, so they got us together. And we've been together ever since. And the one girl's graduation party was our first date.
Right.
So, so then I noticed you walking down the street from my apartment, because you would leave work very late, and that's how I knew you smoked a pipe. And that's how we lost your favorite pipe. Was in that apartment.
It was in that apartment, yeah.
Yeah, it got stolen out of our car when we were moving you in.
Well, it was
a nice meerschaum pipe with it was a nice meerschaum insert pipe.
Yeah, it was meerschaum lined. Yeah.
And it was in your leather jacket with your favorite CD or your cassette.
Yes.
Was that Peter Gabriel?
It was Peter Gabriel. It was the new Peter Gabriel album. Us had just come out. and I had just bought it like the week before, and it was in my Sony Walkman, if anybody knows what those are. And I also had a relatively new, freshly filled pouch of tobacco with a nice calfskin leather pouch. And yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about this usually because I've told the story so many times it makes people's eyes roll up in the back into their heads. But yeah, that's good times. So you saw me walk in there, and despite the pipe, you still hung around, huh?
Yeah, I still hung around. We moved into that apartment, and then we moved into another apartment, and then we moved to Atlanta
So
for
you
6 years.
you can
And
tell
then now we're here.
you can tell the truth. It was the pipe, wasn't it? I mean, you saw that pipe and you said, "Oh man, that's the guy for me."
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
that's the power of pipe smoking. Yes, that's not true.
Oh, I see Corvette at Jim asking a Walkman, how old are we?
Old enough to remember those.
Yes. Oh, okay. And the Hallmark.
Wait.
Lots of Hallmark moments.
Before you go on, my friend Ocho
What?
Ida actually remembers the stolen pipe story, so I told it more than once on YouTube as well.
That is a very traumatic part of your life. Oh no, you went out. I can't hear you.
Well, oh no, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta stop watching you because it's a delay.
Yeah, there's a delay. It gets confusing. I have to not watch myself for that reason. Okay, so anything else you want to tell us before we open it up for questions?
I don't know. Is there anything else that I need to tell you? Oh, the Hallmark movies. Yes, I am a big Hallmark fan. And yes, you were happy that you could not watch the Hallmark movies for how long? I'm definitely going to be gone for, I think, 7 days, but possibly longer. So you were really happy about not watching Hallmark movies.
I really was.
And tonight is a Christmas Hallmark movie that I've already seen. So.
Yes, the Christmas is already starting.
No, only on Thursdays and Fridays until October 21st, and then we get serious Hallmark Christmas movies.
They couldn't just wait until Halloween. If they would do it the day after Halloween, I wouldn't mind. But yeah. All right, so go
I
ahead.
see here. Did you wear a tweed jacket with leather patches on the elbows? I bought him one of those because he was going to be a professor, and he never wore it. And I just threw it away this year. It was a 20-year-old sweater that I just threw away because I thought for sure you were going to wear it, and you never did.
Yeah, I think I might have worn that for my thesis defense.
No, but I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about that, about when you did your thesis. I was sitting in my office, and after you were done, everybody come running into my office to tell me how good of a job you did, even the department head. So you must have done a really good job, and it made me really happy and really proud about how good you did.
Oh, that's really nice of you to say. Now you're.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm just seeing here, was this Chunky Mike or the Slim Man Mike we know and love today? Actually, he was medium size, and then, well, regular size, and then chunky, and now he's slimmer than when I first met him. It was that strap man. That was his question.
And do you miss the Chunky Mike?
Getting used to the Slim Mike is hard. I mean, I'm glad you're healthy, but it's so hard to buy you clothes. So, which is why everybody's still seeing him in shirts that are too big. We're having a hard time finding clothes that fit your skinny body. So.
Yeah, that's a
but
really.
Other than that, I've had all three of you.
You have,
had
yeah.
Yeah. So. So no, you stayed the same.
So I'm starting to read some questions here, and I like this one. Phil Rivera is asking, after 24 years of suffrage, if you could get me to change one thing that's driven you batty for a quarter century, what would it be? Quarter century? That makes me feel old.
Yeah. If there's nothing I could change about you,
Yeah.
hmm, I don't know.
See, I'm perfect. I'll take it.
Almost, but I can't think of anything of what I would change. I mean, I know there's a lot in me that I could change.
Nah,
But,
I'd answer the same.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, no. We're conversating better. We're helping each other better. We're now a team. So yeah, conversation is everything.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And that
You
only,
have to converse.
we've been married 24 years, and that only took about 23 and a half years. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that did. So it's been an experience. Well, we've been through a lot with moving and getting to know each other right as we were moving. And so we had like all of our dating experiences we were moving.
Yeah, moving to another state away from family and all that. So that's a big deal. I have to
Okay.
I have to point this out. Street Glide Piper has said death to the Hallmark Channel. So just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, everybody gets on my case about the Hallmark Channel. So, but I like it, and I have my favorite stars, so I have to watch them.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I see.
Go ahead.
I see another question here about what's Mike's favorite tobacco that I like. Should we talk about the tobaccos?
Which tobacco do you like, and which can you tolerate best, and which can you not stand?
I can't stand crooner. Sorry, it smells like wet campfire. That's not allowed to be smoked. That's just awful. I like the ones that smell like chocolate licorice. And there's one that smells like toast, burning toast. And there's one that smells like blueberry muffins. And the rest of them I can't really tell because they all kind of are leathery, chocolatey, just no scent to them at all. I guess those are the English ones.
I don't smoke many English, so
Oh,
it's probably the
okay.
Burleys. So when you say it smells like chocolate licorice, you mean in the pouch, right, or in the tin? You don't mean the smoke smells like chocolate licorice.
Oh no, it's the smoke. I smell it upstairs when you're smoking downstairs.
Really?
And
That must be rare,
Yeah.
though, because I don't smoke aromatics that often.
No, I can smell them upstairs when I'm up in the bedroom.
Okay, but still, it's pretty rare that I smoke an aromatic. Anyway, um,
Well, no, it's barley, and everything you smoke is barley.
and you think that smells like chocolate licorice?
Yes.
Okay, so she doesn't
And
like crooner, but she thinks Burley smells like chocolate licorice. I gotta keep her.
yes, and Three Nuns smells like burning toast, and I can't remember which one smells like blueberry muffins. Oh, and there was a maple one too that reminded me of pancakes.
That's autumn evening.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that one too.
I'm not sure about the
Um,
blueberry muffins, but
Yeah, I can't remember either. But you would smoke. You had a Three Nun run going, and I would wake up in the morning thinking that you were actually burning toast.
that was funny because I could actually predict it. I wouldn't smoke Three Nuns for 2 weeks, and I'd load a bowl with Three Nuns, and I said she's gonna come downstairs and say, "Are you burning toast?" And sure enough, within 10 minutes of lighting that, you would come downstairs and ask me if I was burning toast. Uh, okay, I got a question. It's right up your alley, but I have to point this out. Piper said is responding, I think, to the question about what would you change about me, and he's asking if it might be to be more talkative to neighbors.
That would be nice. To be more talkative to everybody.
Humans.
Yeah. So the one odd thing about Mike that I'm not sure if everybody knows is you can put Mike in front of 6,000 people, 10,000 people, you guys, and he will just chat away. Put him in a room with 5 people, and he is like a fly on the wall. He will not talk. He will just sit there and just hide within himself. He just doesn't like, I don't know, you don't like to be in a small group of people conversing.
Yeah.
So I was very proud of him when he went to the pipe show. And thank you guys for talking to him at the pipe show, because that was very hard for him to go to be in a small, intimate thing like that with people.
When she's talking about the thousands of people, she means if I'm giving a presentation where I'm the person talking and everybody else is just listening. So that's it. I mean, I can handle one-on-one conversation pretty well, and I can handle things like this where I'm the only person talking or it's just one other person. But yeah, I'm not good with groups. All right, a question that I think you'll enjoy answering. St. David Pipes, who lives in the Pittsburgh area, wants to know your favorite Pittsburgh food and your favorite Pittsburghese word.
Oh gosh, my favorite Pittsburgh food. Oh, the pizza. Oh, I miss Pittsburgh pizza. That's the first thing we order when we go home to visit my parents. From our favorite pizza, the pizza place up the street. I miss pizza so much. And my favorite Pittsburgh word. Gosh, I kind of lost all of that when I moved to Atlanta. I don't know. I guess jack off. But I don't say it very much.
Which is probably a good thing.
Probably. I don't know. What word do I use all the time?
It's not the words so much. It's the accent that I think is hilarious sometimes.
Oh yeah, like towel and towel you dry yourself off with, and towel that you lay on the floor.
Yes, they're the same word in Pittsburgh. Or owl, the animal that hunts at night, or the thing you walk down at church, the aisle. They both sound the same. Yeah, it's a lot of fun sometimes. Okay, we're getting behind here on questions. Let me go through a couple of them. No, it's good. It's good. So Beowulf and Miss Kathy, this is Steve and Kathy, are asking, was it love at first sight for either or both of you? And I'll answer that one first, just so you don't feel pressured. I don't think it was, because we worked together for so long. I think something special happened after a while. Now she's going to say, no, it was love at first sight.
I noticed that you were walking shyly into my office, and I knew you were kind of a loner because you worked wacky hours, like you were in the lab 24 hours a day. And I thought of inviting you to a baseball game because I didn't know that you had any friends. To find out that you did date a lot. And you did have friends.
Yeah, it wasn't really 24 hours.
Well, it seemed like it. It seemed like you were always there. Remember, I watched you walking up and down the street.
Yes. She was spying on me.
I was spying on you.
And just for the record, I would have gone to a baseball game. And you still can invite me to a baseball game. I'll go.
If it wasn't for our coworkers, we probably would have never gotten together.
Yeah, probably. So MTMTB is asking, do you mind me smoking around you?
Oh, no. No, I don't mind at all. And you always ask if you can smoke. And I tell you if it's bothering me.
Yeah.
And if it bothers me, then you put it out. Or you go outside. But you don't smoke cigars in the house. Just your pipe tobacco.
Right.
Cigars aren't allowed.
Yeah. Well, I used to smoke them in the house, but I think we both decided that was too much. So, But yeah, you've always been very good about telling me when something bothers you, and I do respect that. So I think it works out well. And related to that, Doug Owen is saying that the mark of a successful marriage is accepting the whole person, warts and all. And Doug's been married for 52 years. So
Oh wow! Congratulations. That's a long time. Hopefully, we'll make it somewhere close to there.
I hope not for reasons other than we just don't last that long. Stratman, how much time does Mike spend in the man cave? Is it too much or not enough?
Oh, well, you do know that I banished him to the basement when COVID happened. So, because he sat in his recliner in the family room for 2 weeks, and going on to the third week, or after the third week, the dogs didn't know what was going on, and they were getting confused and anxious, and I was getting anxious because I couldn't come up with things to do while you were sitting there. I was missing my homework time. So I told you had to go either into your office or the basement, and you chose the basement because the office was too far away from us.
And in my defense,
even though it was upstairs.
Yes, but I wasn't just sitting in my recliner staring into space. I was working. I actually had my laptop and was working.
Yes, you did have your laptop, and you were working from 7 in the morning until 6 o'clock at night every day because, well, everybody was, I'm sure it was a crazy time. But, yeah, it was more because the dogs didn't understand why you were home so much. They can handle the 2 weeks. They know when your 2-week break is. But when it got longer than that, they just couldn't handle it. So. And I like the fact that you said that you couldn't work upstairs in your office because it was too far away from us, that the basement was a lot closer. So.
Yeah, and that worked well.
Yeah, because you can putter and you can smoke and you can do whatever you want down there.
Yes, and I do work, but there's a lot of times when I can, take a 15-minute break and sand something, so it works out really well. Phil Rivera, what would you change in yourself to better tolerate the love of your life? He says he's always happy to facilitate.
I'm sorry, what?
What would you change about you so that you could better tolerate me?
Oh. I would clean more.
No, that's not what he's saying. Is what fault of mine could you better tolerate if something about you changed? Like, you didn't care so much that I didn't talk to neighbors.
Oh, it's not just neighbors. It's the cashiers. It's restaurant people, servers. It's everybody.
Do you ever think maybe you're a little too chatty?
Well, yeah. I mean, aren't I kind of like leading the interview?
I'm sorry, Phil. We're just going to move on.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
Big Dave S., do you prefer me smoking cigars, pipes, or neither?
Oh, it's your lungs. So, no, I like the pipes better than the cigars because I like the smell of the pipes. And the cigars you mostly smoke outside, so I don't know. And they have a lot of smoke. So the pipes would be better. I like the pipes.
Okay. Everett, the Urban Hermit, is asking, what is it about Crooner that you don't like?
It smells like wet campfire ash. It's awful. It smells like, if you know what wet campfire ash smells like, maybe even like a party the next day, the cigarettes that are sitting in the beer cans, it kind of smells like that. It's just, as soon as you light it up, I know you're smoking it because it's just awful.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. And you said that's the deer tongue that's in it?
No, I don't know what it is because, the only thing that's different about Crooner and everything else that I've smoked around you is the deer tongue. So it's got to be, but it doesn't smell like that. But then again, Burley doesn't smell like chocolate licorice, so I don't know what's going on in your nose. But that's okay. Everybody's experience is different. Uh, Big Dave's asking if you've ever joined me in a smoke. She hasn't. I don't think she's even ever been tempted, but yeah, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, never been tempted. Oh, but that was a good question.
All right, Phil Rivera. This is. I think he's saying this is the last question. Ever think about doing a live stream or podcast in the vein of Dark Horse? I don't know what that means, Phil. Are you asking if she's ever considered doing a live stream or podcast, or if we have? And I don't know what Dark Horse is. So, have you ever considered doing a live stream or podcast, darling?
No. It took you how long
Oh,
to convince me to do this?
as a married couple. I'll have to see what Dark Horse is.
I don't know.
It would take some
I
convincing.
don't want to take it away from that other married couple. They have a good thing going.
Oh, I don't even know what this is, but
What?
I don't know what Dark Horse is.
I don't know what Dark Horse is either. Is that a show or a movie?
I don't know. We'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I jumped here and I lost where I was. I'm sorry, guys. I'm skipping some of these. Street Glide Piper, does Mike talk to the dogs more than humans?
Yes, and Google. He loves talking to Google.
Yeah, I do talk to Google a lot.
Yes. It's the dogs, Google, then me. Is the order when you come home from work.
And Michael Case is pointing out Hallmark Channel for women and the Three Stooges for men. Never the twain shall meet.
Yes.
Stratman is asking, does Mike talk about us, meaning the YouTube pipe community, when he's not on camera?
Yes, he tells me lots of stories. That's lots of our conversations. I enjoy hearing about everybody and their days and what they're doing and what you're working on and what you're smoking. And I'm learning a lot about pipes and tobacco. And so, yeah, I enjoy hearing everything. It also gives us conversation to have when it's just the two of you. You just talk about everything and anything.
So Doug Owen is saying that the guys and he, meaning the group here, were thinking about charging you by the hour to talk to me. And then Phil commented that we should be paying you by the hour for saving my live stream.
I'm saving your live stream?
You're a hit. They're enjoying you more than me.
Oh, that's because, yeah, I as you say, I'm a talker. Oh, here it is. Dark Horse is a married couple on YouTube and other venues, both scientists.
Huh.
Oh, I'm not a scientist. I'm a secretary. So.
Yeah, she worked in the fiscal office and kept us all under control with the spending.
But we'll have to look that up and see.
Yeah. So Kirk from Florida has been married 43 years.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
So Corvette Jim was married 23 years the first time and then was married to his wife Cindy for 10 years. And St. David 11 the first time, 7 second, and there's no third time.
Oh, gosh. Well, at least you gave it a try. And congratulations on the 23 years. Who was the first guy?
That was Corvette Jim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Mike.
Oh, yeah, you tell me about Corvette Jim.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Yeah.
So Michael Case he's going to get me in trouble here. He says, Mike sometimes would like to try to hide tobacco purchases from you. What purchases? Oh, he's getting you in trouble. What purchases would you like to try to hide from Mike sometimes?
I don't like to internet shop. So when I go to Pittsburgh is when I do all of my shopping. So he helps me bring the bags in from the car so I can't hide anything. And he tells me that we have stores where we live, but because we're in a small area, all the stores are picked over, and I have a bigger selection in Pittsburgh. So I bring home lots of clothing bags, so that I can't hide. And Mike can hide anything easy from me because I sleep late, so he gets packages in that I don't even know about.
I would never do that.
No, you tell me everything that you buy. But I don't tell you that I'm buying clothes. So, and you're sweet for helping me bring in all the bags. Oh, wait, what's this? Does Mike have a cabinet? Or something to display his pipes, or are they stored away? We've been talking about shelving, and he does have shelves that you bought from somebody, but we haven't hung them yet because we can't decide where to hang them at. And so they're sitting on a bookshelf, on his ashtray, on the table near him, down in the basement on his workbench. You probably have some upstairs in your office. There's pipes everywhere. And I don't know how many he has. That's why he has them all over the house.
Nobody does. Including me.
Not as much. I mean, I've seen Ed's collection, and I've heard about Jack's collection, and wow, that's a lot of pipes. So, you don't have that many yet, and you will never have that many. Sorry.
Well, related to that, Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy are asking, do you put a limit on my spending on pipes and tobacco?
You put the limit on yourself. I'm the one that buys you cigars, and I get crazy buying cigars. You really limit yourself on what you purchase. Like, you tell yourself you're only going to purchase how many pipes you're going to purchase a year, and how much haunted bookshop you're going to buy. So you limit yourself more than I limit yourself.
So on the haunted bookshop point, Everett, the urban hermit, is asking if I tell you that Everett blames me for buying all the haunted bookshop when it sells out.
Yes, he does. Every time he sees it's a sell, he says, "Oh, I'm going to get blamed."
And Michael Case is saying, for someone who's afraid to come on camera, you sure have no trouble talking to them, which is great. And Street Glide Piper says we need more Mrs. Cainrod.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what we would talk about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. This is maybe like a once a year thing. we got to build up a new set of questions.
Oh, thank you for all the applause. See lots of clapping.
I think they're waving.
Mrs. Moore Cainrod.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we were talking about how I am technically, I can't come up with a YouTube name. And I've been talking about this for about a year or two, that I want to make a YouTube name. And I was going to do Mrs. Cainrod, but then you came up. What did you come up with today?
Oh, I forget what it was.
It was Princess.
It was Princess something, but yeah, I don't remember.
Princess non-technical princess or something like that, because I can't even create a password. So I'm very computer illiterate anymore.
So if anybody wants to suggest a YouTube handle for my wife, Stratman wants to get to the nitty gritty. Does Mike snore, and does he talk about haunted bookshop while sleeping?
Mike does snore, yes. And no, he doesn't talk about haunted bookshop. Only when he's awake, not when he's sleeping.
Street Glide wants to know if it's a pipe, if what I have is a pipe collection or a gathering.
A gathering.
I'm
the one that came up with the gathering.
You invented the term.
I will take credit for that. It keeps you out of trouble. Oh, is this when we should talk about your store when I'm getting rid of all your stuff? I'm opening up a store called My Husband's Hobbies. is what it's going to be called, because you have your fly tying, your cigars, your pipes, your lutherie.
And that's going to happen after I'm gone, right?
Yes, I'm making you create catalogs of everything that you have, so that I know what it is.
So it's a little scary that she wants to start advertising this now. But yeah. Codger Jim is pointing out that I married way above my raising, which is clearly true. Big Dave wants to know if you ever watch reruns of Gilligan's Island with me.
We were talking about that at dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Who would I ask? Who would I answer? Excuse me. And I said Thelma.
I told her that we were talking about likely questions just to kind of ease her mind, and I said, well, you might wind up getting the Ginger or Marianne question, and she said she would answer Thelma from Scooby-Doo. We have watched Gilligan's Island together a few times.
Oh yeah, we watched Gilligan's Island. Yeah, and you told me to answer the professor.
Yeah, I thought that would be a better answer because
because you're a scientist.
She likes smart fellers.
Yes, I do like smart fellers.
And yet wound up with me.
And I did. I wound up with the higher grade, or with I dated up. And I saved the best for last. We'll put it that way. So,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the questions, not at you.
Did Mike wear his hair in the Jack Lord style competition? Oh my gosh, no. Oh, no. You did have very nice salt and pepper hair, dark black and then it started to get gray in it.
Yeah, got very gray after we got married.
Yeah, it did. I guess I took a lot out of you. I stressed you out a lot. So,
no, I don't think it was you. I think it was work.
Yeah, that was a crazy year and a half, wasn't it?
It was.
And then when we moved here, it was another crazy 8 months. So, because you were still in Atlanta and I was here, and going back and forth and trying to set the house up while you were there. So, what are you laughing about now?
ENAS Dad Robert is saying, wait, Mike had hair?
Yes, Mike had beautiful, thick black hair.
Yeah. And I saw 2 suggested names for you on YouTube. Michael Case is suggesting Midge. I don't know why Midge, but he says it's a YouTube handle for the saint. And Beowulf and Miss Kathy said that we should call you Mrs. Walela, which apparently means hummingbird.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I'm looking for that to see how it's spelled. Thank you, that's very sweet. Those are 2 good suggestions.
Piper said is saying that we should put Gilligan's Island on the Hallmark Channel and then you would binge watch it.
No, I don't really care for Gilligan's Island. I mean, I watch it, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Big Dave. Oh, go ahead.
Clarence Wood is saying, "Don't drink the green Kool-Aid."
Yeah, I don't know what that's in reference to, Clarence, but I'll try not to.
I think it's the Hallmark Channel.
Oh well, I'm not going to drink that.
And I only drink green Kool-Aid.
Yes.
I love the green Kool-Aid.
She has we have a hot and cold water, and then we have a green Kool-Aid tap for the Hallmark Channel, pumped in by the Hallmark Channel. Big Dave wants to know if my hair was cut short or did I have it permed.
No, it had a nice curl to it, though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I actually used to cut it myself back then. I don't know if you knew that, but I bought this comb that had a razor blade in it. I've never seen these since. I bought it at one of the drugstores. Wonderful invention. The only problem was it cut everything the same length. It was meant for thinning out your hair, and then you were supposed to trim it, but I didn't know that. And I went a couple of months doing this because it was cheaper than getting a haircut. Um, and then somebody told me I looked funny. Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm just laughing because your alarm, 9 o'clock alarm went off.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, you have to tell them about the barber with the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, yeah. There was this barber in Oakland when I was at the University of Pittsburgh. Oakland was a area around the university. And I used to love to go there because it was this old guy and it was an old style barber shop. And after you were done, he had a shop vac and he would vacuum off your head. And it was great because then you could go back to work, you know, so you could go in the middle of the day and get a haircut at lunch and go back to work. And I just loved that place. But the best part about it was he was like, he had to be pushing 70. And it was really busy one day when I went there. I'm like next in line and he looks over at me and says, just, if you don't mind just waiting a few minutes, my dad's going to come out and cut your hair. And out came this 90-year-old guy tremoring like crazy, and he gave me a haircut, but he did not vacuum my head. So, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, did you ever tell them about the tobacco lady in in Squirrel Hill that sold you your tobacco?
Yes, I have told that story several times. The old lady with the corncob pipe, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Phil Rivera is saying that we could go Hawaiian with the word for tolerance, which is apparently Mrs. Ahunai. So that would be interesting. And I think we're going to finish up with this one because it is 9 o'clock. Kevin Twiner wants to know, how do you leave such a fine, handsome man on y'all's anniversary pipe smoking get together?
I wish I didn't have to leave, and I guess I don't have to leave, but I want to leave. So my parents are going to a wedding next week, so I'm going to help my mom entertain my dad while my mom packs for them to go on their trip to their destination wedding. Well, not their wedding, my cousin's wedding. Wait, my cousin is getting married at a destination, and my 83 and 92-year-old parents are going. So I have to entertain my dad so that my mom can pack in peace. So that's why I'm going in. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be going in. So it's to help my mom out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Was that a good?
Yeah, I explained it, and like I said at the beginning, I'm 100% behind it. It's you know, I like teasing about it, but you know, it's important that you do this, and we've got plenty of time to celebrate our anniversary. We can do it when you get back.
Yeah.
And we did it a little bit tonight, so yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, we did. We had a nice dinner tonight. Corvention said can't talk is for dinner tomorrow.
No, it's the enchiladas are the ones that I want. Is that right? Is that what I used to eat? They were enchiladas, I think.
No, it was the things that are wrapped in the husk.
Oh, I'm blanking on what they're called. Tamales.
Tamales, yeah.
Yeah. I think Phil and I had a discussion about those a while back, and I told him I wasn't allowed to eat them. So at some point this week, I'm probably going to be sick because I'm going to buy some of them.
Oh, no, you're not allowed to buy any of those.
All right. Anyway, sweetheart, I really appreciate this. We're past 9 now, so I'm going to let you go, and I know there's a Hallmark movie you're dying to watch.
Actually, no. I'm going to vacuum the floor before you come upstairs.
Oh, okay. Well, there's something good.
Yeah.
But you know, clearly the folks here enjoyed it. Got a lot of good comments, and it was a lot of fun chatting with you.
It was a lot of fun with all of your comments and meeting all of you guys. It's been a lot of fun. We will have to do this again.
Great. I told you you'd enjoy it.
You told me I would enjoy it, and everybody came up with good questions. More questions than what we thought when we were having our discussion tonight.
Yeah, we didn't think of half of them, so.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You never know what you're going to get.
No, that's true. So.
All right, sweetheart. Well, thank you again, and.
Okay. And the people in Florida, stay safe, and the people in Puerto Rico, hope you're okay and you didn't get too much damage. And.
Yes.
And the people in Japan also had a cyclone or hurricane or something come through there. And
yeah, something weird happened there.
Yeah, it's all kinds of wacky weather. So stay safe, everyone. And it was nice meeting all of you. And hopefully we'll have it next time. So,
great.
Okay, I will see you in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you much.
Okay, love you.
Bye now. Bye. Love you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little surprise. I think she had far too much fun, so it wasn't really a penalty for her coming back unexpected, but, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Big Dave. Oh, that's an interesting thought, Street Glide. We'll have her ask the questions next time. I know, Michael, it's hard to believe, and I don't know why she sticks around. I really don't. I'm just a very lucky guy. Oh, thank you, Big Dave. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Couch, how you doing, buddy? You missed the probably the most exciting event of the year here on the Kane Rod Pipes Virtual Pipe Club. And if you want to know what it was, you're going to have to watch the replay. How's Ilva doing? Ilva got detoothed. Not completely, but she got some of her canines taken out. Poor thing. Thank you, Ochoita. She did do good. I'm proud of her. She was very, very nervous about this. It was surprising, and it's taken me forever to get her to do it. I've been asking her for over a year, and I got her tonight just by telling her, you know, you can't. I wasn't gonna do this, but then you were leaving, so I scheduled it. And now you came back, so you're gonna have to. And she gave in. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And by the way, I switched over to my 7LE622 with the custom stem. Still smoking Haunted Bookshop. Ah, good to hear Ilva's doing well, Couch. And it's no problem, buddy. I'm glad you could join us at any time. And I'm glad your best friend is around. I hope you're having a good time. We didn't go camping this year, Couch. We were supposed to do that. MTMTB is asking, what's the reason to retort a pipe over just scrubbing it with Everclear? So the theory is that the retort is going to draw more stuff out of the briar. So, you know, oils and whatnot that actually sink into the wood, whereas scrubbing is just going to clean the surface. And it seems to work because pipes that you can scrub forever with Everclear are still ghosted, and you retort them a couple times and the ghost is gone. Yeah, Doug, this is one of my stems. This is actually the first of my stems that I had for myself. It took me forever to make one for me, but I broke the stem on this one and finally made it. And yeah, I like it. Oh, that reminds me. I haven't shown you guys my new pipe. I showed this on Sunday, so I apologize if you've already seen it on Sunday or if you've seen it on Instagram, because I'm proud. But where did I put it? This is my latest billiard. And yeah, the proportions aren't perfect. I made a bit of a mistake in the sizing of the shank, but, well, actually the sizing of the bowl. I had to trim the shank and I didn't compensate on the bowl, but you know, it's not bad. And I was playing with some new finishing methods, and I really like the way the grain came out, especially that bird's eye. Shouldn't be a smooth, but I liked the bird's eye enough that I decided to just keep it a smooth since I'm just goofing around here. So yeah. So this is officially pipe number 2. Oh, and there's so I see James Stumble. I don't think I saw you earlier, James. And Scott at the 16th day. Good to see you, Scott. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me there, Couch. The pipe, this pipe is actually named Couch. So every time I make something, Couch asks me to name it Couch. So, oh, thank you, folks that are complimenting it. Yeah, it's you know, it's easy for me to show it to you that fast, and you say, "Oh, that's perfect," but I know what's wrong with it. I'm not going to point it out to you, but I know what's wrong with it. But thank you for the compliments. I do appreciate it. So my plan, a couple people have asked me what the plan is. I'm going to make 10 of those. That's number 2. It's technically number 3, but I'm not counting the first one because I was kind of just goofing around. But I'm going to make 10, and then I'm going to see where things stand at that point. Maybe I'll make more. Maybe I'll be bored with it. I don't know. And it's not a poker, Jim. So I promised Jim my 11th pipe will be a poker. Assuming there's an 11th. I can call you Yon. I hope I'm getting close. It's Jhon, pronounced Yon, kinda. Well, thank you, Yon. It's nice to meet you. Oh, but it's not a freehand, Doug. There's nothing I hate worse than when somebody screws up a pipe they were trying to make and just calls it a freehand and is done with it. That's not fair. I don't know, Big Dave. Big Dave's asking me if I'm going to sell any pipes. I don't know. That's not my plan. You know, I don't want to be a pipe maker. I don't want to take commissions and stuff like that. I'm just doing it because I like doing it. And right now I'm like playing with the engineering and stuff. But I'm going to make 10, and after that we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's a good point there, Armchair Piper. My couch is not called Pipe. But oddly enough, my couch is called Couch. So do you think we need another pipe maker? I mean, it seems like every other, I mean, there's some guys that are doing it well, and we got some of them in the chat right now. But it seems like there's a lot of guys making pipes, and Johan wants to know if I can make a fat one and call it Lazy Boy. I suppose I could. Eric Brown, good evening. Yeah, I haven't missed much. Yes, Street Glide, we do have to get another meetup together soon at Boswell. And I know Brian was talking about something in the fall, October, November time. So we'll see what happens. And I'll certainly promote that as soon as he lets me know what his plan is. That's kind of you, Big Dave. Yeah, Doug, I guess that's a good point. There is always room for one more. And I'm drinking more of that Stoll and Wolf rye tonight. Simon has come a long way, Gary. You know, he's really putting out some beautiful pipes these days. It's a good point, Michael. I could use them for prize giveaways. You know, I'll tell you a funny story about this last one. I showed it to my wife, who is my critic, and she looks at it and she says, "This is really nice. I think somebody would pay for this." And I said, "Yeah, but I'm not really interested in selling them." And she looks at me and she says, "What are you going to do with them?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, you're making pipes. You've got pipes. What are you going to do with them if you're not going to sell them?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And she said, "Look, you're not allowed to smoke it because you don't know what you're going to do with them." So she won't let me. I mean, she'll let me, but she doesn't want me to smoke that one because I might want to give it away, which I guess is a good point. But yeah, she's worried I'm going to have too many, as if you could. Gonna smoke him is the answer, Eric. But I knew that would get me a funny look if I said it. So. I think I'm getting close to the bottom of this. I love these 622s because they're just, it's a great shape. I really like that sort of pot billiard, and it holds a lot of tobacco. You can get a really long smoke out of it. Patrick thinks we have enough pipe makers. Big Dave, the Mexican food has arrived. Well, thank you, Big Dave, for joining us. You enjoy that food and have a great weekend, buddy. There you go, Michael. Pipes are like brain cells. You can never have enough of them. So we have enough pipe makers. The question is, do we have enough good pipe makers? And do we have enough good pipe makers that haven't priced themselves out of the market for non-collectors? I'm not being critical of anyone. I appreciate it. It's tough to make a living making pipes. It's not something that I think anybody really realizes how. You see somebody, oh, they sold a pipe for $500 or they sold a pipe for $800, and you think, oh, that's a lot of money. Well, it is a lot of money for one pipe, but how long did it take them to make that? How much did they have invested in terms of materials? And how many of those can they do a year? So what's their annual income? And how does that compare to your annual income? If you start to think about it that way, it's, I don't begrudge anyone what they're charging for their work. If it wasn't worth it, they wouldn't be able to sell it. But at the same time, there does seem to be this gap, and there's a few guys that are filling it. But you know, you see guys that are making okay pipes, and they're selling for a reasonable price, as they should, and then they get better and better and better, and then all of a sudden, bang, they're in that very high end that for most of us is not attainable. So it's between those two extremes that I think we do need some more guys. That's kind of you, James. Patrick Grant, it's in the upper 50s and windy. Yeah, same here. Yeah, it was cold this morning. It was 46 when I woke up. Fall fell quickly. Boswell seems to do okay, Gary, but he makes a heck of a lot of pipes. You know, he really can batch them out. Plus, he's got the, well, I mean, that's a blessing and a curse. He's got the stores, but then again, the overhead is there. So this is done now. And we're down to 9 minutes, so I'm not gonna relight. Pipe Writer, howdy, haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you, buddy. As we're winding down, I'm gonna have an interesting experience tonight when I go upstairs, because normally my wife asks me what I talked about, and she knows what I talked about. So that's good. I don't think I got to ask the question. Someone asked if she was a lurker, and she most definitely is not. She almost never watches me, my videos, unless I specifically say watch this one. I said something that's relevant, or you know, to you, and even then she won't watch it most of the time. She did watch it the week that I promised her I would ask about the hot dog on bread versus bun question. She did watch that live stream to find out if I asked the question. Pipe Writer back from sabbatical and just made his first video in 3 years. Well, that's fantastic. Folks, if you're not subscribed to Pipe Writer, get on over there and give him a sub, and check out his long-awaited first video in 3 years. Beowulf and Miss Kathy, good night, my friends. You have a great weekend. Hope you're doing well. And if you're doing a live stream tomorrow, everybody, I think it's 11 o'clock Central that they do their live stream, so look out for that. 11 a.m. Bread was buns at Gary Edminster's house. Michael Case, I know the cabinet you're talking about, and I don't think it would be big enough. I'm embarrassed to say. Nice cabinet though. Oh, it's 10 a.m. Central. Sorry, folks. So 10 a.m. Central for Beowulf and Miss Kathy's live stream. And Corvette Jim has subbed Pipe Writer, and I encourage you all to do the same. I gotta be careful. very close to the end here, and we got 6 minutes, 5 minutes to go. I'm going to set this down just to make sure I don't run out too soon. I haven't heard any more from Sarge on what the plans are for auctioning off the Matches Pipe estate. I know there's a lot of folks interested in that, and I told Sarge I would certainly help with promoting that when the time comes. And I know some folks had some concerns about it, but Sarge will do it right. I'm confident in that. Jeffrey Feinberg, thank you for joining us. You take care and have a great weekend. I see Doug's going to see Tom tomorrow. Doug, give him all of our regards, please. And when I do plan my trip out to your side of the country, Doug, to meet my twin, we'll have to make it so that we'll have to make it correspond with one of those club meetings so that I can meet Tom as well. Yeah, Gary, I'm sure it's not an easy thing for him to do, you know. Ed, I don't actually know if you've got room, but I know you would make room. Ed's one of these guys that's like magical. He can cram things in. I look at his pipe collection and I think, my goodness, there's not a nook and cranny here that doesn't have a pipe in it. And then he'll tell me, oh, I just bought 7 more. I'm on Claude Gansdam. Well, thank you for stopping in and going. Yes, Lord Hogarth, I think that's something we should all do, is, consider that day is going to come and leave some instructions for what's to happen. We all like to think we're immortal, but we're not. And, my wife was joking about it tonight, but I'm seriously cataloging things because I know there's going to come a day where, just statistically she's going to be here and I'm not. And I don't want all these tools and everything to just get chucked. I want to make sure that somebody else can benefit from them. Somebody that cares about these sorts of things will get them. Michael Case wants a wedding photo or something like that. I'll think about that, Michael, for the photos that play before the stream. I'll think about it. She's a little shy, though. I don't know if she'd like that. Sounds good, Doug. I'll look forward to that. Just need to find an excuse now. The flesh isn't, the spirit is. That is the way, Johan. So Corvette Jim's got a plan. The 4 sons will give them away. Reminds me of Alexander the Great. I'm not sure why. My history sense is not that good, Jim, but for some reason that popped into my head when I read that. Yeah, it is sad, and I see Doug saying it's very sad to see, the stuff just gets sold too cheap or trashed. And Gary's saying he's not sure what is going to happen, probably get divided up. And I've heard too many stories about, family members saying, my grandfather smoked pipes and he had this nice collection, but it went to my aunt or whoever and she threw them away. I've heard that several times, and it's sad. I wonder if somebody should set up a pipe community. I don't even know what it would be. Not a clearinghouse, because that sounds like a place you would, like an eBay type thing, but just some organization that could take over when that happens and make sure that the things get put in the right places.
Here's what I found on the web.
Oh, be quiet, Google. Google's trying to help me. What happens in 1 minute? I sometimes Google is listening when I don't realize it's listening. Alexander the Grape. He was the guy that was purple and conquered the world. Yes, Doug. Piper on the 45. That is a good option. You could just take it all with you. Was Couch? I might have been thinking of you when I said that story, but I've heard it from more than one person, I'm sure. Monclug Guns Down. That's an option. Put all the briar and tobacco together and going flames Viking style. And Peter F. just got a pipe last month from someone whose father smoked. It's nice when that can happen. A lot of my pipes were once stoned by some dead guy, Michael. And I think it's nice, even though I don't know who that is, it's an anonymous dead guy for the most part. I think it's nice to honor that. Lord Hogarth, good advice. Make sure it's in writing and stapled to the will. Pipe Writer, you have a good night too. I'm glad you're back, my friend, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of you. You have a good night. Great weekend. And folks, I am going to bring this to a close. That was delicious. I want to thank you folks for joining me tonight. I want to thank Mrs. Kane for making the evening so enjoyable and so easy for me. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and a great week ahead. I will be back on Sunday with some sort of video, and we will be back next week. I didn't have time to put together a bumper for that and everything, but we will definitely be back next week with something or the other. So you all take care, and we'll talk again real soon. Have a good one, guys.